points.
On to the third row of the grid, and we look on to the Astra Honda Racing Herjan Atna, who's contributed. Rafid Topan, who we always like on the Honda. Alongside him, Aiki Ayoshi, the teammate of Andy Mohamed Fadli.
And right behind him, number 222, Ray Ratakore. Next to him, Fitrian Zakete, and on the outside of that row, Muzakia Mohammed.
P13 will go to Irfan Haikal, a local who knows this track pretty well. Sedu Rajiv from Honda Racing India will be in the middle of row 5, just ahead of Senthil Chandrasekaran.
And starting with P16, Akid Aziz, who crashed in qualifying. Idlan Hakimi Radwan next to him, and on the outside, Leong Wansi, I beg his pardon, from Victor Racing.
Yeah, and Charles Ezwan has row 7 all to himself, a wild card here. This is an 8-lap race. Keep your eye on the top of the screen. First race of 2 of the weekend. When the red lights go out, we are underway. Andy Mohamed Fadli, a little bit of a wheelie to get things up and running, and Andy Mohamed Fadli will lose a little bit of ground into the first corner. Adnan Putra for Astra Honda Racing is the man who will take advantage, and so will Piawat, and so will Reza Danica Arans as he slides and goes too wide. Reza Danica left the braking just a little bit too late, and the advantage disappeared in a moment.
A bit hot, but he's now he can recover from P5 or 6, wherever he is at the moment. But that was a nice, that was an absorbing start.
There was a bit of a slide there for Reza Danica. It's one of those you do in practice for a little bit of fun. You don't want to do it in the race itself.
But the one that, sorry Des, the one that did keep it really clean was Adnan Putra. Both the other Astra Honda riders have been making their presence felt nicely in this 4th round so far.
Here Watts has got himself into P2 ahead of Andy Mohamed Fadli. And Arjan, Anji Setiawan has got himself in there as well. Anji Setiawan for Yamaha Racing Indonesia. Bike number 57 behind them. Now behind Reza Danica, who's got in, but bike number 57, I always keep an eye out for Aldi Sati Mahendra.
Yeah,
I think this kid has got a real future.
Yeah, I tweeted him as a double podium earlier this week, and I'm not retracting it.
Well, let's see. He's moved into P2 at the moment as they go up the hill for the first of the 8 times. Just finds himself overtaken by Andy Mohamed Fadli. We know it's Andy Mohamed because he's the only one with a camera on board as he chases behind Adnan Putra. Nice low.
Yeah, beautiful start from Adnan.
Reza Danica, after that first corner slide, has got himself happily into P4 and is just shadowing the back of Aldi Satya, who just has to stand up just a little bit, and then a little bit of a tweak as he tries to hold on to the back wheel. Coming into this penultimate straight, it's Adnan Putra who leads Andy Mohamed Fadli. What's happened to Ayoshi? Ayoshi's towards the back there. He's in the lime green. Ayoshi has also got alongside him Muzakia.
Really loves this circuit, and we know he's good in the wet. So if the rain does make an appearance today or tomorrow, that could favour him.
Adnan Putra has the lead. Reza Danica got himself into P2, and Andy Mohamed Fadli is caught up in just a little bit of traffic. We saw the back wheel there of Aldi Satya, but it's Adnan and Astra Honda Racing team are making a good fist of this so far.
I think Ray Ratakuri is muscling his way up onto that group 2.
Is that Herjan? Is this a 1-2-3? It's a 1-2-3 for Astra Honda at the moment. Now, we heard an inadvertent team orders mention. Ray Ratakuri has indeed come through. Beautifully spotted, and he is quick, Ray Ratakuri. I can't wait for him to win a race. He'll be one of the more popular winners on the circuit when he does, if he does.
Yeah, he's got lots of experience. He's really skillful, and he's a really entertaining character. I think of Reza Danica. You rightly think of him as a really smooth rider, but he's pushing really hard. You can, and he just did it again. Get a little bit out of shape. There is nothing being held back at this early stage in the race.
Atalanta offering a little bit of support. Aldi Satya, who went wide on this corner last time. This time he tries to go just a little bit tighter. Can he hold on? Well, Aldi Satya Well, there's a kid who learned his lesson from the first lap. He made sure the brakes were nice and tightly on there, and Aldi Satya Mahendra was able to hold a tight line there and, well, had the lead going over the line, but is immediately overtaken by Reza Danica. There's the Honda of Piawat Patumias, who's got himself, you were saying you expected more of him, well, he's got himself up into P3-ish, 4-ish, 5-ish.
Yeah, we saw his boss just tapping the timing screen there in pit lane. Perhaps he felt it.
Yes. So, Reza Danica in the lead. Aldi Satya's got himself on the tail end there of Aldi Satya on the Yamaha Racing Indonesia. Angie Setiawan is his colleague. 96 Angie is down in P10 at the moment. Don't count out the Yamaha racer making his way through, though. We're just beyond quarter of the way through this. Gold, vivid colours.
Yeah, this could be the moment just to mention that Andy Fad
cut the speed times, the lap times down, and he was able to capitalise on that, but he is at a disadvantage with a loss of power coming into this main straight, but he's trying to hang on to the tail end there of Rafid Topan.
1, 2, 3, and Aldi Satya hanging in there, the blue breaking up the red around him, and going up the inside again, Des.
He has. He went wide on the first lap, and you could almost see his brain click into there and say, don't do that again. Let's hold on. And this is an identity of what happened at the end of the previous lap. Aldi was leading, but Reza Danica overtakes him. So we're approaching halfway mark of this race. After this lap, it'll be halfway. And we've got Astra Honda. And the Honda Thailand, Piawat's edged himself up into P2. Now, I know you follow Piawat quite well, and you like to see him perform well, Barry.
Well, I just feel that he's underperformed this season to date. And so it's been expecting him to get amongst it. Just good to have a variety of riders up here.
Certainly is. He's had 2 podiums, one in Buriram in the first race of the season, but then, as you say, a couple of P7s, and it did not finish. He picked up a podium in Sugo for a P3, but then another P7. So he's been there. Further down, I'm looking, Akid Aziz is in P11. Setiawan hasn't made a move on the Yamaha from P10 yet. In the Battle of India, 16 Setu Rajiv is leading Sendil. And our Taiwanese Yong Nangte is ahead of Sharal Ezwan down at the tail. We're back on board with Andy Mohammed Fadli. Motul Sniper Manual Tech Racing Team riding the Kawasaki Ninja. Onto the long straight. He needs to get close to just get a little bit of a pull down this long straight.
Yeah, the other rider with a rev cut is Reza Danica. But just 500 RPM in his case, which I don't think is going to affect him too much.
Little mistake from Piawat, who had to stand up and loses 2 places as a result. So as we come through, it's Astra Honda leading the way through Herjan Adna Firdaus. We are into the second half of the race now, just over halfway. No real tension in the Yamaha pit crew.
Not at all.
And Aldi Satya's got himself up into P3. Adelanta is the new race leader. Yeah, Adelanta P2 on qualification. Sorry, Barry.
No, I was just going to say, I think the Yamaha pit crew know they've got something special with Aldi Satya. Hence the little bit of tension there.
Ray Ratukore is in there. Rafid Topan, bike number 50, but it's the Astra Honda and the Yamahas are leading the way. Piawat has recovered from that little mistake, has got himself back into P3. Reza Danica 4, Aldi Satya in P5, Ayoshi 6. I'm just worried for Andy Mohammed Fadli that rev disadvantage will really hurt him. It'll open the top of the championship standings, but it's a 22-point lead for Andy Mohammed Fadli. But if he was to finish low down and Reza Danica was to get the win, things change dramatically.
Yes, they do. Aiki Yoshi's looking quite aggressive just on the back of that group. And the other, you wouldn't mind me saying, this joker in the pack there is Rafid Topan at the back. What I mean by that is a capable rider on a machine that we don't necessarily expect to be at the front, capable of causing an upset and getting himself amongst the leaders.
P4, the Yamaha, Aldi Satya, his teammate, Angie Setiawan's begun to make a little bit of a move now. He was in P10 before. I think Angie Setiawan's moved up just a little bit. Keep an eye on that, bike number 96. No, he's still in P10. But there's the man we need to worry about, or there's the man Kawasaki need to worry about. Andy Mohammed Fadli, has he got enough power there? Because he doesn't seem to be able to make any kind of a move. The race leader is Adanenta Putra on the Honda CBR 250. Got a little bit of advantage. Ayoshi, as you said, aggressively has moved himself up into P2.
Yeah, Aldi Satya trying that tight line on turn 15. So we'll just go through in line there. Slipstream just kicks in nice time for the finishing line, doesn't it?
Certainly does, very nicely. Andy Mohammed Fadli is down quite a way. He's down in P10 now. He's Angie Setiawan's got ahead of him. Ray Ratukori's got ahead of him. Rafid Topan's got ahead of him. This for bike 21, Adananta Putra, who's had a good weekend. Second in qualification, and he's got himself a healthy lead here. It's over half a second.
Yeah.
The AP250s are pretty good, and Angie Setiawan's begin to make a move as well. The second of the Yamahas. I was expecting him to try to make a move, Andy Setiawan.
And there he goes, and we haven't talked much about him, but Herjan has been at the front, close to the front of that group, pretty much all the way through. I think he's just gained in confidence as a rider.
That podium in Japan will have helped.
Yeah.
Once again, they come through. Ayoshi just eased out. Tell you what, you've it's so congested in there once again.
Yeah,
it's not quite underbone, but you don't want to be caught on the wrong line. You don't want to be eased out too much, because you instantly lose a place, maybe two.
Yeah, you got a second covering the top 6 basically. Which, if we didn't have underbones, we'd think that was incredible.
Certainly would. It's pretty impressive at the moment. Ayoshi in the lime green. He is in P5 at the moment, but the man who's been leading for best part of 3 laps now is still Adananta Putra. 2 DNFs in Buriram at the start of the season. A P4 and a P5 here. And no finish in Sugo in race 1, followed by a win in race 1. So maybe Adananta Putra, he's beginning to flex his muscles as well. And with 2 laps to go, he is dragging his teammate Herjan Atna through. And behind them, there's a good little toe-to-toe between Reza Danica and Aldi Seti Mahendra. Further down, Andy Mohammed Fadli is 2.5 seconds down on the race leader.
Kiddas is down in.
Was it Ayoshi who disappeared on the chicane in the last race? I think it was up the hill.
On the way up the hill, yeah.
Yeah, Ayoshi was denied what he thought would be a podium at least, and what he thought would be a win last time out. So maybe he's got a little bit of vengeance or anger in his heart.
Well, that mishap remains a mystery.
I've looked at that tape multiple times, and I still can't work out what happened to him.
I've asked him, and he doesn't know. Honestly, he doesn't know.
Well, hopefully, he knows what happens here. Reza Danica has got himself into P2. We're into the final stretches of the penultimate lap. Just coming into the squiggly bit of the tail end of the course, and then they'll come into the 2 long straights that are such a feature here at Sepang.
Yeah, all Indonesia at the front, but it's Aldi trying to spoil the Astra Honda party at the moment.
Big day of racing here at Sepang today and tomorrow, and some really good international entertainment and some really good battle. We've still got the 600s and the 1000 to come. We've had a thrilling underbone and a fascinating TVS one-make championship, but now we've got Astra Honda going 1, 2, 3 coming into the final lap of this AP250. Ayoshi goes out for the 2nd consecutive race. Ayoshi spills out of the race. At least we have a clear vision of what went on there by Russell.
Yeah, he got tangled up there. We saw it that time, and it is looking like Astra Honda trying really hard to lock out the podium, and Aldi Satya Mahendra trying really hard to spoil it.
Well, Aldi Satya, one of the beneficiaries will be Andy Mohamed Fadli of Ayoshi going out. His teammate goes. Andy Mohamed Fadli's got himself back up into P5. He'll be looking for as P6. He'll be looking for as many points as he possibly can get here. But we are on the final lap, and it's Astra Honda 1, 2, 3. Trying to clear the pitch just a little bit is the Yamaha of Aldi Satya Mahendra. But it is the long-time leader Adhananta Putra who has gone from the front. This is now 5 laps in the lead for Adhananta Putra.
Yeah, it's an excellent performance from him from the middle of the front row.
Reza Danica right then. Does Adhananta step aside? Reza Danica behind him. Of course he doesn't. He'll be racing right the way to the end. Behind them, you've got Herjan Adna Ferdhouse looking for back-to-back podiums.
Yeah, good work by Herjan and Aldi. Spoiling it.
Oh, Piawat.
That's Piawat down.
Piawat looks hurt as well.
I think that bike landed on his leg.
So then into the final quarter of the lap. And it is still 21. Adhananta Putra. It's not quite a start to finish for Adhananta Putra, but he's been in the lead for a long time. Reza Danica gets right up close now. Reza Danica will be looking for the slipstream coming into the final straight, as will Aldi Setya. They come away from the grandstand. Adhananta tries to shake off the challenge coming in from Aldi Setya and Reza Danica. Reza Danica, bike 123, moves into the lead. Aldi Setya looks for that tight line on the final corner. Aldi Setya, oh, he's gone wide. It didn't work. Adhananta's able to capitalise. Adhananta bike 21. He's got the lead. Adhananta Putra has the victory. Adhananta first. Aldi Setya second. And I tell you what, Herjan Adna's got in ahead of Reza Danica. But a big fist pump for the man who led for the majority of this race, Adhananta Putra.
Beautiful race by Adhananta, and nicely messed up the